Brought to you by...
Even through the seemingly endless slew of found footage failures that seem to be getting dumped onto Amazon Prime these days, a few not so terrible little nuggets of point of view cinema have still yet to be uncovered. They are hard to find, but every now and then I come across one that doesn't blow me away or anything, but that satisfies the needs of its subgenre just enough to not be a complete piece of garbage. Hello friends, and welcome back to ETF. Today we discover the lost tapes of a forgotten documentary / travel series hosted by Emily Wolfe that documents supposedly haunted locations around the country. The destination of her next episode happens to be in rural Florida, where her and her cinematographer's old college friends live. Together they travel to an abandoned farm, but quickly learn what's haunting this land is more than just folklore. We open this film with quick clips from what we can expect from later in the film for no other reason than to get the audience interested. The production quality of this one looks pretty good right from the top, and we are greeted with our fairly fun and average found footage characters. I love how found footage films don't even bother trying to come up with unique ways to explain why the film exists. They all just go with filmmakers making a movie, reality show, or YouTube video, and just happen to capture things. I like that they took the time for small details, like actually going and shooting brief clips on flights at LAX and having extras in shots as characters' family members that aren't important to the story at all. The early moments of this one are intercut with an interview with a local professor and expert on the entity that is likely going to plague our group, who is dumping out our backstory in heavy detail as our group travels to the destination. The film manages to work in its obligatory gas station doom guy who attempts to warn off the group. We get these cutaways to super high quality security camera shots that for some reason have VHS font on them. Visually, the film looks great. It's shot in high quality with a great color grade. Nothing looks dull or bland. They make use of some voyeuristic camera angles that have some sort of effect in them that I think are meant to look like old handycam footage, but is mostly just a bad chromatic aberration effect. The film makes use of some good-looking locations. Through edits and camera glitches, we get some cool little creepy moments, flashes of corpses, and imagery that is meant to unsettle you in some subtle ways. Unfortunately, not all of them are done well. Some of them linger a bit long and feel too purposeful. After a while, the constant cutting back to interview segments becomes very tedious and felt needless to say the least. They began to only serve the function of feeding us bits of information about the creatures and lore as they became prevalent to the plot. The group is fairly diverse, with personalities that all feel unique in their own right, but it's believable that they would all be friends. The tensions between the characters' clashing personalities built well throughout the various scenes. The film brings the creatures into the story with this decent little glitching effect that doesn't look too bad compared to some of the things I've seen. The monsters of the film are presented as nothing more than shadows. The film has a bunch of moments where it's trying to feel like the Blair Witch. It doesn't take long for shit to start hitting the fan. The next thing we know, the dumb blonde is strung up from a tree, the car is a smoldering wreckage, and there's a big shadowy monster chasing after those who remain. I will give the film that the frantic nature in which the characters begin losing their shit when everything goes off the rails is very believable and exciting in a very tangible way. The big problem this film suffers from is the same that most found footage films suffer from, and that's the fact that we are pushed together with a bunch of characters that we don't give a shit about and can't hardly relate to. Toward the end, things start to get more sloppy, and the film ends up playing off tropes that other films already perfected. It keeps dipping to black between cuts for no fucking reason, padding out the runtime slightly, and breaking things up for no reason whatsoever. For some reason, the creatures keep throwing the corpses of their dead friends at them to, taunt them? I wouldn't say that this one is particularly good. or even all that memorable. But one thing that this film does fucking right, it actually has the footage get fucking found in the end, laying some credence as to why we are seeing it now. And for that reason, I'm giving The Haunting of Grady Farm a C-. Would I seek this one out if I were you? No, not necessarily. But I do feel that this is a film that will have its audience. It's nothing that I would call special, but it does a decent job with setting up its characters, plot elements, while making attempts to invest you enough in some of what is being presented that you might find some enjoyment in it.
Planet of Dinosaurs will return after this.
Are you a content creator like me, thinking about getting yourself started here on YouTube? Then might I make a suggestion? All great videos are only as good as the music and sound that accompanies them. That's why here at ETF we've partnered with Epidemic Sound. At Epidemic Sound, you can get yourself access to one of the largest online royalty-free music libraries that exist out there. With over 32,000 tracks from world-class composers, artists, and bands in a massive variety of genres, over 60,000 sound effects, unlimited downloads in use, and all rights covered, all for only $15 a month. For smaller content creators like myself, or those aspiring to get started on the platform, there is honestly no better option for music for your projects in my opinion. And if you sign up now using the link down in the description, you can get yourself 30 days access to this incredibly vast library absolutely free. So click that link below and elevate your audio with Epidemic Sound. Well friends, that's going to be all for now. If you enjoyed this video, or you have suggestions for more films that you would like to see covered in the future, let us know down in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you aren't already, and click that little bell icon to be notified on all of our future content. If you want to help ETF keep making content, please consider supporting us on Patreon. You don't have to give a lot, every little bit helps us stave off the darkness, and gets you some fun little rewards at the same time. Until next time, stay safe, keep embracing film, and thanks for watching.